The third, still giggling from his vape, finally managed to chime in. Hey, your watch. It's flashing pink. Trisha lifted her wrist and quickly squelched the delivery offers. Stupid thing. You know how it is. She pocketed her watch hand. Can't resist a side gig. The three of them shifted ever so slightly, heightening their postures. Oh, no doubt. Tough city to afford. Trisha fought the urge to check on Maury, but too many glances and her ploy would seem obvious. She had to keep this middling distraction going, no matter how awkward. I actually started delivering during my walks, she said, checking her nails, keeping it casual. I walk Maury 3 times a day, so I might as well squeeze an extra buck in while I'm at it, right? 2 of the men nodded in silence. The third, after taking another toke, said, Yeah, that's what Mojito's walker does too. She sneaks in deliveries, phone calls, all her side hustles in one go. A multitask queen. Sunglasses gave an agreeable grin to this, then turned to Trisha. Do you offer dog walking as well? Trisha hesitated. I mean, not as much anymore. I'm pretty busy with the bank, though I do have a few personal clients who pay premium. The eyebrows on all the man-children spiked. The cowardly one glanced at his own dog, and then eyed Trisha very closely. How much is this premium? Oh, I doubt you'd be interested. Trisha turned away. These are clients I've been with for years. They're practically friends. Sean and I have been looking for walkers, Sunglasses said. It's hard to find a good one. Trisha nodded and saw that the dogs had stopped playing, taking an interest in the field's smells instead. She called Maurice over with a whistle. The bear dog galloped towards her. The Jack Russell followed. Trisha exhaled. Well, why don't you tell me a little bit about your pets, and I'll think on a figure. I only walk dogs that are a good match for my own, you know. All the animals coalesced by their owners, showing off their pink, panting tongues. Trisha pet deeply into Maurice's fur, gingerly searching for any silvery flea killers. Nothing yet. Well, this is Spritzer, Sunglasses said, petting the Jack Russell. As you just saw, he gets easily excited, but he's also super obedient when you use the right commands. He's been featured in a commercial once. And this is Gimlet. The coward patted his mop. My girlfriend always wanted a Pekingese, so I went out and ordered one. What? She can do a somersault. He snapped his fingers, and despite all the hair, a somersault was indeed performed. Trisha smiled at each introduction, and even the stoner, who kept silent. Well, as something of an aficionado, I will say these are some fabulous beasts. She stroked Spritzer and Gimlet, gently pulling them close against Maurice, making sure their furs brushed against each other. It seems like they can get along okay. If you want, we can do a trial month. She adjusted her hair and smoothed her shirt, enacting a mockingly sensual, smoky tone that she used to get delivery tips. Trisha floated a monthly offer that equated to almost half her rent. The stoner laughed. Are you serious? Mojito's walker is 1/10 of that price. All the more reasons to never see me again. Trisha forced a smile. Well, hold on. Sunglasses raised an arm. Experience goes a long way, and I'd sooner trust a go-getter my age than one of those older burnouts. The other two raised their brows. If you're willing to quote lower for the first month, I'd be open to paying a higher price later. He lifted his glasses and offered her his glinting, cheery eyes as if it was a reward to see his pupils. Must have been the vape, Trisha thought, tucking the metal away. Trustworthy and easygoing. That, and he'll eventually want my number, no question. Trisha bent down to scratch Maurice behind the ears and detected the faint, sinewy hop of a bug avoiding her fingers. Mission accomplished. All she needed was a single anti-flea. It would replicate. That sounds good to me, she grinned. I like your guys' vibe. That's great, Sunglasses said. My name is Owen, by the way, spelled with Y-N. Trish. They shook hands. The other two watched, with mild incredulity. I can tell you're good just by how well your dog behaves, Owen said. She totally adores you. Oh, she totally does, Trisha agreed, still scratching Maurice's head. Without a pause in the scratching, she rolled Maurice over and exposed his naked belly in all its glory, including his glaringly pink, unneutered male genitalia. It flopped side to side. Yeah, I've had Maury for 2 years. For the rest of the day, Trisha and her beast hung out by the low hedgerows near the park's exit. It was a great spot because most park-goers avoided the growing eyesores of the invasive blackberry vines. They considered it a stain on the park's image, but Trisha didn't care. It just meant she could snack on all the blackberries she wanted while throwing frisbees over the hedgerows. Go along, Maury. Good boy. Jump. Amazing catch. A few times His Majesty did fall amidst the bushes and even tumbled in the dirt, but it didn't matter now. Trisha could see the shining Fleet Guardians proliferating in his tousled coat, fending off any threats. In a similar way, Trisha felt her own worries being deflected by the surrounding greenery. It was the right call, leaving her vest at home. That, and she had also finally removed her watch. Who cares about time? We're hanging out. There was truly a priceless feeling to being alone in nature, relaxing with your trusted animal. It was something that the distraction economy, and the man-children obsessed with it, could never understand. Trisha popped a large blackberry in her mouth. Its sourness oozed down her taste buds. You know, Maury, we'd adopt you a brother for when you're home alone while I'm making out runs. Maurice leapt over the hedge bush, damaging it a little. You were getting along pretty nicely with that Willie Jack Russell. I think you'd have a better time with us, don't you? Maurice came to Trisha's knees, dropped the frisbee from his mouth, and gazed up with that big dopey smile. He gave a good, deep bark. I knew you'd agree. Next chance we get, let's snag him.